What's up, nerds? Harbinger here. I tried to find a good Java meme, but they were all way out of date, or completely inappropriate, or they weren't quite dank enough. So I got a really horrible resolution JPEG with some really dumb text and a goofy looking guy, and I thought, yeah, that's about right. So anyway, big shout out this week to my man Connor Hart. Connor told me about better resolution for some of the videos. I'm going to give that one a try. So if you like the resolution, you got to do two things. You got to thank Connor Hart and give this video a big fat thumbs up. Oh, dork level just rose, but yeah, not quite yet over 9,000. This video is going to be about errors. It's going to be really short, only 3 kind of errors, and I want to clean up one misconception about variable declarations. So, first off, I know that we've been doing stuff like this, so whatever, but if you are declaring multiple variables with the same type, you can do them like that. You can put them in commas. And right now the default value for each is 0, and that's okay. But you can say, hey, one's 15, and the other one, let's make that one 34. And that's an alternative way. You don't have to say int here and then another int over here. It's kind of like saying, hey, I've got this integer called num1. Its value is 15, and since we're on the same line, I've got this other integer called num2, and its value is 34. So you can do that with strings, string word3 equals hello, and then, word 14 equals, world or something like that. And you could keep going. You could say, word up equals, I don't know, dank memes or something, whatever. So you could keep going strings. The second you need a different type of variable, though, you're going to drop it down a line. So you've got this int num1, num2, and then, oh, by the way, I've got all these strings. That's cool. It's good coding practice to initialize your variables too. And there is a different way to declare strings. So, heads up. Let's call it heads up, I guess. This is the other way to make strings. And you can call it, it's a whole new world. So string heads up equals new string. Hey, I've got this brand new string. Make a spot in the memory. We're going to declare the variable heads up, and it's a whole new world. Can you do the same thing for integers? Yeah, you can. It's a little bit weird, but it's illegal. So legal, but not common. This one is legal and slightly more common. Common, there we go. So there's those. And then the error notes. There's 3 types of errors you have to know about. So 3 error types. The first one is a logic error. So a logic error is the code compiles, the code runs, nothing is wrong except for your thought process that went into it is wrong. But the computer thinks everything is absolutely fine, except, oh my gosh, I didn't think about it the right way, and my answer isn't right. The computer is none the wiser, but whatever. Logic error. So if you said something like, oh gee, I am finding the volume of a sphere or something like that, and you said, oh, I got this double rad, I'm double rad, and so is this variable here. Let's make it 2.5. And you really wanted the volume, so you said, oh, double volume equals 4 divided by 3 times math.pi times rad times rad times rad. System.out.println volume. So as far as the computer knows, nothing's wrong. It's like, oh, 4 divided by 3, got it, it's 1, right? 4 divided by 3, int divided by int is an integer. So 1 times pi times radius times radius times radius. And the computer will tell you something, but I've seen a lot of you do the smart thing and check your math, and it wasn't working out okay. So that's a logic error. Some thought process was wrong here. And even if you were really careful and you did something like that, that's correct. But another example of a logic error would be maybe you just used the wrong formula. Maybe you thought like 4/3 pi r squared was it or something like that. That's a logic error too. So just be super careful, please. So what else is there? There is a runtime error. I'm king of runtime errors. Runtime error is like, hey, it compiled okay. Like the computer ran through the code, it didn't see any problems, and it decides to run it, except while you're running it, it crashes. Now, I'm sure that you've used applications before on your phone, your computer, anything like that, and all of a sudden the program just stops working and you gotta like close it down and restart it or something like that. It's typically a runtime error. So examples of a runtime error is like int, num equals 8 or something like that, int val equals 0, and we're gonna system.out.println num divide by val. Seems kind of easy. Oh wait, I really meant 10, but let's go 0. If I meant a 10 and I typed a 0, that would have been a logic error. And it would have been a runtime error also. But when the computer is trying to run the program, it's like, okay, these got two integers. Num, it's got an 8. Val, it's got a 0. And they're going to divide them and put it out. That's cool. And then it tries to run it. And oh my gosh, 8 divided by 0, that's not happening. So the computer crashes the computer doesn't crash. The program crashes in the middle of its execution. And it'll tell you. So program stops working while running. And the logic error was like, computer thinks everything is good. Problem is with thought process. So that's a straight up programmer problem. The last one, of course, is a compile time error. Compile time error. Like that. And that's like, hey, the computer's trying to run your code, and it doesn't even make it through that part. It's like, hey, there's a problem here on line 12. You got to fix it before I'm even willing to run this code. So a compile time error would be something like int y equals 9 and int z equals 11 and system.out.println, y plus z or something like that. And the computer says, oh wait, he's missing a semicolon right here. So the computer knows that you need a semicolon, and it's going to tell you, hey, I can't run this code. There's a red line, in Eclipse, not always in Java, but in Eclipse, it'll put a little red line or like a little red X on the left-hand side. Hey, you've got a problem, go fix that. So that's what's happening here with a compile time error. The computer is trying to run the code. It knows that it can't because there's something wrong with what's typed, be it syntax, like a missing semicolon, or something's out of place. Maybe there's like a squiggle bracket in the wrong spot or something like that. So this one is computer can't even run the code. And it tells you that before it even carries through. So those are your 3 error types. Heads up on declaring variables. And thanks again to Connor for the resolution help. Harbinger out.